So what happens that you are in a corporate job, you're listening to a radio station while you're driving, you're thinking that, hey, I'm going to be a radio presenter on this radio station. You travel with the team of that radio station, and then you land yourself a job on the same radio station. That's an inspiring story, by the way. And today's episode of Lokesh Gets Personal, it's going to be a very easy episode for me, but also a very difficult episode for me because I'll be interviewing my co-hosts on the radio show on City 1016, Mariyam. I love you.
I came for a hug and he's not even giving me a hug. He's like,
I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking that that the camera settings and the angle shouldn't be.
so you won't hug me?
I will hug. I hugged you.
Hug
I hugged you.
He's made the best iced coffee, healthy iced coffee.
It is. It is.
It's
healthy.
amazing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing. I think all my answers are going to start with, Lokesh. I mean, you know how it is. He knows all the answers to the questions that he's going to ask.
We should give them the context. So the thing is that when we're doing a show together, I spend like 3 or 4 hours packed in a studio with her. Okay, so of course there's on air
Gupshup that we
conversation,
do.
yeah, that's going on. But at the same time, there's another show that's going off air where I'm interrogating her on her life and dreams and aspirations and all those things. So we're bringing the off air conversation on camera now.
Exactly. I'm nervous now.
It's interesting how all guests are looking only into that camera and not in their camera.
I'm only going to look here.
That's your camera. You've got one full camera to yourself.
Okay. I feel so special. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning. I remember you told me once that you would listen to City 1016 and um, you would also act and speak like a radio presenter.
Yeah.
Right? And then you got a job. You traveled with us to Prague with your fabulous singing talent. You floored all of us. We were looking for a radio presenter, and you were the first person who came to our mind.
Yeah.
And then, the radio station hired you.
Yeah.
I'm saying this story again and again because it's a very important story for people to understand that if you have talent, then you just got to be at the right place at the right time, and dreams do come true.
Yeah.
What perception did you have of the team when you were listening to the radio station? That's my question number one.
Okay.
And my question number two is, did it change after you joined the team?
Overall, I think the entire team, I saw Malu first.
Okay.
This was when I was, I think, 17, 18 years old.
Malika was one of the presenters on City 101.
Yeah, she was doing the breakfast show at the time. And I saw her at I saw it at Jitex. It's a huge exhibition here in Dubai. And she was on stage, and then she comes down the stage, and then she says hi to me like this because I wave at her. She's so pretty. I'm like, I want to be there one day. And I started listening to City 1016. I started listening to you. I started listening to all the shows, and I'm like, wow, they talk so well. They talk so nicely to their listeners. So that perception didn't change at all. That has been there. I was very intimidated. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm going to come to that.
Yeah.
When I say what perception did you have, I'm not talking about the on-air talent. I'm talking about this is a team. I'll give you I'm glad that you spoke about intimidation. Okay, quick personal story about myself. So before joining City 1016 in around 2010, I was also auditioning for MTV VJ. They were doing a VJ hunt. Okay, and I had made it to top 20 or top whatever 10, top 20 something. And then one of my final auditions, I'd gone for the auditions, and I was facing the camera and talking and all that, and suddenly Cyrus Brocha walks into the room. Okay, and I've been a humongous fan of Cyrus Brocha. And he spoke, and then he left. And I was like, is he the guy I'll be working with? I'm going to be his colleague, one of the best speakers, one of the best thinkers, one of the best minds in the entire country, who's so witty and so funny. I'm going to be his colleague. Am I even that good? And I really messed up my audition because I was so intimidated. I did not even join the team. So when I say what perception you had of the team, of course, whatever you thought that we were all very talented.
Yeah.
But did you have a perception about what the team is going to be, what the dynamics are going to be, and did that perception change? And then switch to the intimidation part. What made you feel intimidated and all that?
So as a listener first, I'll tell you, the one thing that I genuinely thought is all of you used to meet every day, even outside work. That kind of vibe.
Right.
That, okay, even off air, they're all meeting after work. Maybe they're like getting together at someone's house and chilling.
Which
and
we do.
That's which we do. But that was the perception I had. Family was what I I think that's what you also spoke about. That's what the presenter spoke about on City 1016, that we're all, very much together and we take care of each other. Cut to when I joined. Yes, we do take care of each other. But are we as close as I thought?
We're not hanging out.
We don't hang out as much on a personal level. I'm talking about the entire team together.
Right.
But yeah, do we take care of each other? 100%. If there's something going on in my life and I want help, y'all will be there no matter what.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was a little bit of like, oh, okay, they are colleagues.
Yeah.
In my head, they were more than that as a listener.
Also because everyone is so busy in their lives.
Of course. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, we don't get a time to like kind of hang with each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're so right that we know what's happening in each other's lives and we've got each other's back.
Yes.
Sure.
I think that's a lot more than a normal company that I know. Like even my friends, when they work, they talk about their colleagues like their colleagues. We don't talk like that.
True.
I don't think we talk to our boss also like that.
Yeah.
Like we're just sitting and talking to Tia about like random breakups and like this and that. We don't even talk like that.
True. Breakup, huh?
I'm saying we, not me. Anyone from the team.
I'm going to come to that, that like in a little while. But so yeah, you walk into City 1016. We are doing a team meeting. I know there's like full war of wits happening. Everyone is witty. There's great banter. Funny lines being thrown across the room.
Yeah.
And you find yourself there.
Yeah.
And I can safely say that. I'm not saying it like immodestly, but I know that room packs in the best talent in the UAE. Each personality and each RJ and each person behind the scene, extremely talented.
100%.
Did it intimidate you? Did you feel that? Where
I did not speak for the first 6 months.
You didn't.
I didn't speak for the first 6 months. I went on air. I did my thing, and then I used to come out and not speak. I used to just sit on the table listening to stories, listening to y'all. And then I remember Karish, and I said this earlier, she took me to a small edit booth where it's a small recording studio of ours. She sat down and spoke to me, asking me what happened. Why are you not speaking? I was like, nothing. I think I'm new. I'm intimidated. And I'll tell you why. I think I've been listening as a listener. I've been listening to the station for so long. That when you come and you finally sit in that room and everyone's talking, everyone has their own personality, people love all of you, and I don't want to just say anything wrong at that point of time.
Do you think it was a smart thing to do?
Yes. I'll tell you why. Because I did observe everyone. Not that I don't call myself the best judge. I still took time to judge everybody around. But the whole observation of everyone and how I think they would like to be talked to, spoken to, I think that kind of helped a little bit.
I think it was a very mature thing. I remember observing you in those meetings. I was like, this girl knows what she's doing. And you were such an acute observer of each one of us and not really, not trying too hard to be a part of the conversation. And, you took your back seat. And do you now feel that in especially in meetings and all that, do you speak your mind? Are you comfortable or are you still intimidated? I am intimidated sometimes, because I mean, it is intimidating. It is a very opinionated team. It's very like,
yeah. Loki, it's very different for me, and I'll tell you why. When I joined, each one of you helped me. So when the intimidation part comes from the intimidation part comes from respect also. So in the sense, like, how can I talk back to this person? This person taught me this. It's also that,
Now.
So now also, in fact, a few weeks ago, I told you that even sometimes I get into that meeting and I can't believe that this has been my journey. And I've been listening to each one of the radio presenters sitting in the room, and I've learned from them. I've learned from each one of them. In their, I don't think you also know how you've taught me stuff, but you have in your own way. But everybody has taught me in some way or the other, and I'm sitting in front of you today.
And I'm taking your interview, so that means that you've come a long way, and I think but I feel what I see these days, I mean, you're heard enough in the meeting. You don't talk much yet, but whenever you have a point, you put it across and people take you seriously.
But that took a while, no?
Yeah, that took a while. That took some time.
That did take some time. I feel like very few people in the team actually heard me when I just joined. I do feel that I was not taken very, very seriously initially, my first couple of years. And I'm not saying work-wise, just like generally.
Did it make you feel bad?
Not bad, but when I look back upon it, I think I value my friendships a lot more. The friends that I made during the first few years. I value that a lot more because they did not talk to me because of anything else but me. And they saw me as me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to prove myself to them. So I think looking back, I'm like, okay, I value this friendship a lot more and I'll keep this.
People who saw you at that point in time.
Without me proving anything.
Fair.
I think that I've realized now, looking back. By the way, you were one of the few people.
Was I?
I'm not saying you sat down and you wanted to be friends with me. I'm not saying that. But you were one of the few people who was nice, very nice to me. The entire team was great to me. But I think when you had a conversation with me, and I'm not saying it because I'm sitting here with you.
Or maybe you are in my house on camera, you better say good things. No.
But I've said this to you personally as well
have.
before, that you've come to me and you spoke to me like you cared. Not upar se. You know when people are upar se talking to you and you're like, ah, it's just formality. You were not just formal.
Correct. I think I 100%. I think I cared for you. When somebody new joins the team, I'm always trying to like kind of look out for them and observe their, because I know because when I joined the team, I was intimidated and I would not like anyone to kind of be intimidated so badly that they decide to leave and all that. But I know that I never see. I'm a very work person. I go to work and I do my work and I just get out. And I very rarely get into deep conversations with people because also you're so busy and all that. So I don't think so I ever sat you down and say, hey, what's going on in your life?
Yeah.
But every time I met you, I knew that I kind of cared for you.
100%.
And, I wanted you to do
100%.
like, well at the station and well in life. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like everyone in some way or the other helped me. But I just feel like, those conversations initially, I will never forget because it was so important to me. So important to me. And sometimes you don't realize how important it is for someone who's just joined, who's starting a new career, to even hear like 2 nice words from that person. They'll remember it forever. Forever.
And you know what's most amazing thing is that now you are one of the number 1 RJs in town. According to the recent survey, I'm not even making these numbers up. So a team that you joined that you were intimidated by and you're doing so well, forget RJ, you're doing so well on social media as well. The numbers have like really shot up. What does it mean to you? Suddenly I know from, let's say, 30,000 followers to 70,000 followers to 100,000 followers to now you're sitting at some 270,000 followers. That was a big jump because of your mashups and all that, because of your really great talent. What does it mean to you?
Honest answer I'll give you.
Nahin.
It has not. हम तो honest बात ही नहीं कर रहे आज.
Dishonest answer देंगे.
I don't know if you'll believe me, but it has still not hit me. I don't know the value of 270K.
I'll believe you.
Because it happened quickly. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because once you know people like that, you've got to make sure that you're continuing that. But what does this mean to me? Let's get back to that. It means that, okay, there is something that I should believe myself in. Like sometimes you don't believe that what you're doing is right or wrong. And you need validation. No matter what you say, nahi validation nahi chahiye, main to apne liye kar rahi hu. Yes, I do it for myself. I did those videos also for myself because I loved it, I enjoyed it. But at the end, I also started believing that I'm capable of doing something more than what I thought I could do, and people will also enjoy it.
So it boosts your confidence?
100%. And people say it doesn't boost, they're lying. They're lying.
It's okay. Sabka apna journey hota hai.
You tell me one thing. When you, make your videos and you do a lot of things that you write, you cook, you make recipes, you talk about recommendations and in such beautiful ways. You spoke about Sheila Ki Jawani and how it's a feminist song. And, I look at Sheila Ki Jawani like something else now, whenever I look at it. When you think of those ideas and it doesn't do well, it does hit you like, shit, this is such a good thing. People should take interest, and I thought this would. Versus when you do something which you feel like, हाँ नहीं होगा, मतलब it's okay.
Looking like a wow.
Looking like a wow, and it did like 200K.
Right.
But you still feel like you are heard somewhere, or people will just relate with you because you'll have a nice, relatable caption. You'll still feel heard.
100%. 100%. I mean, the fact that we are on social media, we're all looking for validation, we're all chasing numbers because of whatever,
Yeah.
popularity, fame, all those things.
Definitely do you though. Definitely, like I still do me. If I feel like I don't want to post anything or I don't believe in what I'm posting, I will not post it. So that way I don't burn out and I do me only. But yeah, it helps me. Those followers helped me in to boost my confidence a lot more. A lot more.
I think if my numbers go up and all that, I don't think so my confidence will be boosted enough or whatever, because I think I look at it very differently. I think we've had this chat before also on another podcast that we did together, that for me, the love for content creation is so immense that it kind of surpasses any kind of validation. So for me,
Do you keep checking your views?
I do.
That, like, in the smallest way, that's also like
Correct.
needing.
Correct. But because I want to kind of understand what is doing well, what is not. But for me, the love for content creation is far more superior
100%.
than any validation
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah.
I want to come to the next question. Recently somebody asked you, how do you keep it real? And you said that your friends keep you grounded. What do you mean by that?
So how do I keep it real in terms of content?
No, because of those high spike in social media numbers, you're getting popular, you're getting famous. How do you keep it real? You said your friends keep you grounded. They will say, "Hey, idhar aa chal, baith ja, yahan pe kaam kar," and they keep it.
Yeah.
So, are we trying to say that if your friends were not around,
Yeah.
there is a slight hint of some kind of stardom that success will go into your head and you will fly?
I feel like in my head sometimes I'm already flying and I'm like, no, I can't think like that. I can't think like that.
Okay.
So I'm self.
Pause. What do you mean that I'm already flying? What were you behaving arrogant?
No. Behaving, no. I'm just thinking, okay, I have to post something because there are 2 client videos that have gone up and I have not done something of my own, like in terms of content. I was like, acha, abhi to kuch bhi, I'll put na some random thing, it might just do well. I'll just put something that way. Before I used to like think a lot. No, let's do this. Let's do the right thing. Let's do this. Let's do this. Now I feel I'm going to get it easy. So I take a little lazy back. I'm a little lazy that way. Sometimes in my thinking.
So, okay. So this was an answer to another question that
Wow.
I
But this is us, by the way. He'll ask me something and I'll give another answer altogether.
No, so,
But that's what I meant. Like,
No,
I
so-
think I'll get it easier.
so okay, I think
Maybe.
good that you've answered my question, because I was about to ask you that now that you're putting out content, are you just putting out content because now you've got numbers and now you're getting traction?
Sometimes I do,
This
sometimes.
this will work. So let me not put too much thought into it.
Sometimes.
Okay, good.
It's not like it's an everyday thing. No. Sometimes I feel like there are 2 client videos that have gone up and I've not done anything and I don't have anything. Then I'll use like a reel and then I'll just put like a caption, stuff like that. So yeah.
No, but I was talking about success going into people's head. Do you think, are you the kind of person, do you have the tendency to let it affect you? Think for 5 seconds and give answer, because when I heard you say that your friends keep you grounded, I'm like, okay, so if there were no friends to keep you grounded, would you fly? Would you be like arrogant, or would you be like...
No, but those right now my friends are helping. I don't know how I would be without them, but I'll tell you something. Without my friends, I don't think it'll ever go to my head, because in my head I'm not thinking of the success part of it, but I'm thinking of how to do better. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm thinking I'm successful. I'm thinking, okay, like what more? What more to do?
No, but see, when people come to you, take a picture, they say, hey, listen, we saw you on TikTok, we saw you on Instagram. It does make you feel, okay, maybe I'm special, maybe I'm... Does it not?
Okay, so
Does it
if
not
I was in a corporate job before City, and if my manager came up to me and said, you won Employee of the Month, I felt the same compared to when people come and tell me that, okay, we love your work. It's the same. It's just that there are people who we don't talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there are like some 300,000 people telling you on a daily basis, actually more collectively on all social media, over 1 million people telling you on a daily basis, hey, you're amazing, you're amazing. Does it then create a bubble around you? No, it doesn't.
No. I think we've grown up watching. I mean, even because of the job, we've interviewed a lot of our guests, and we know.
Some of them are very arrogant. What are you saying?
That's what I'm saying. You don't like them.
That's okay.
You don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that.
मैं वही पूछने वाला हूँ कि is it because that you don't want to come across as arrogant that you're not being arrogant, or you're not arrogant like as a person?
I don't think I'm arrogant at all. I feel like not even once have I been rude to anybody. I don't think I'm like, first of all, who are we to be rude to anybody? Nobody. You know? Like, who are we to be rude? Who are we?
That's my Mariyam.
You know
okay,
what I'm saying?
Fair. I think I've got my answer there.
Yeah.
She's shifting in her seat. Are you getting nervous?
No, I'm not getting nervous. I keep moving around.
You do.
Right now, I'm sitting in one place.
It's also very interesting.
I feel like I'm punished.
It's also very interesting because she like keeps moving around in the studio when we're doing a show together. It's also very interesting to see to look at Mariyam, not look into her phone. And this is going to go on for like a little bit. So
tell them about the whole traffic scene. I started walking around in the studio.
Okay,
you have to listen
fun
to
story.
This.
So she does the traffic update. I do the weather update on City 1016 on our show. Okay. So I sit at the console and she sits on the other side. So I'm handling the console and I tell her, listen, traffic is coming, come close to the mic. She was a little away from the mic and
I'm walking around.
So I'm like, hey, listen, traffic update, come. She looks at me and says, yes. So I'm like, okay, she's got it. She comes close to the mic. The traffic intro has started playing. Traffic, da da da, on City 1016. I switch her mic on and she's like, traffic! Oh yes.
Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road per slow motion. And he's laughing. He's like, what was happening? You're so spaced out.
No, and after the traffic update, she looks at me and she says, can't you tell me traffic is coming? I said, but I just told you traffic is coming. You nodded also. And then she's scolding me.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
That was the best. It was the best.
Growing up years, Mariyam, I know you've spoken about this a few times, about your color.
Yeah.
I want to understand, of course, how people comment about your color. And I've seen they have, they use really crass language, especially on TikTok, where I see those comments. Sometimes I start engaging with those comments.
Yeah. I tell Lokesh and, my Loki, one thing. Stop commenting. Ignore hate. Do not. If there's constructive criticism, say yes, you'll work on it. But you do not need to reply. You don't need to reply to those hate comments. But he gets really angry when someone talks about, something to do with you're a girl, you should be doing this, or, whatever, or my color. He'll start, I'm like, itne sare comments, wow. And then I see Lokesh is fighting with everybody. I'm actually getting hate comments on this.
I'm increasing your traction, basically.
You are.
No, I don't do it for myself, but I feel very, very angry and very and I want to engage with them and I want to understand where they're coming from and all that. I wanted to ask you, I know we've had this conversation off air also in the show. Have you internalized color as well? Do you also see dark color as negative? I'll expand on this a little bit. Recently on one of my posts, somebody commented saying that, you look so effeminate because of the colors that I wear. I love pink, I love orange, whatever. So I'm like, it's 2023. First of all, 5 years ago, I would feel really bad about it. So I replied to him saying that in 2023, if you call me effeminate, do you think it's an insult? Because I don't feel insulted at all. I am, maybe because of my color choices, I'm effeminate. But let's say 5 years ago, I would be triggered. I would be like, why are they calling me effeminate and all that? Why? Because I thought being compared to a woman is a bad thing, is an inferior thing, is going to affect my masculinity. So I would be bothered. But then I was like, no, I consider men, women equal. So it shouldn't bother me if somebody's calling me feminine, effeminate or whatever. So be it. Similarly, I know trolls are bad. I know the language is bad. But have you also kind of internalized that dark color is not beautiful and that's the reason it affects you so much?
It's not at all about the color. It's not about what they're saying. It's about the way they're saying it. So, for example, I'm just, because we're talking about that, छी बहुत काली है तू versus black beauty. Talking about the same thing, calling me black, calling me kali, but one's calling me black beauty, one's calling me chi. Who it's what they think about me, and they are saying it in a negative way. And you with those comments, who's saying it in the right way, who's saying it in the wrong way. So in their mind, they're talking negative. They're passing hate. Everyone's reading that. Everyone knows that's a hate comment. If I comment on someone's like, oh my god, I love your color, I love the dusky color. It's the way you're saying it, right? The way you're commenting. Also.
Correct. Do you think we are obsessed with beauty as a society? Why there is, if somebody says black is not beautiful, if I say, hey, listen, you're looking ugly, in my head, how I process this is that ugly, dark, beautiful, tall, short, fat, thin, these are just adjectives. In my head, I don't really process it as an insult or as a compliment.
Yeah.
Do you think as a society we should reach to a point where it's no matter how they're saying it, if they say hey, you're looking fat, okay, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, you've tanned, you're looking dark today, will it hurt you? No,
because I have got those comments at work as well. Oh, where did you go? You've tanned, you look darker. I was like, yeah, exactly, I went on a holiday.
But it does make you feel bad. No.
Tan, dark, no.
If somebody says you're looking ugly today, you're not looking beautiful today.
So ugly is a bad word only, na?
That's what I'm saying, is it? Because ugly is an adjective, right? It's just ugly. Like, you're looking physically ugly.
What is the meaning of ugly?
Ugly is like...
The meaning of ugly is what?
You tell me, how do you see it?
Ugly is when you want to...
Not beautiful. You're looking...
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's anyway a negative word.
That's what I'm saying. Should it be a negative word? If I say that you're a bad person, being ugly doesn't make you a bad person, right? If I say you're a bad person, you're an evil human being, you're manipulative. Yeah. If somebody said all those things to me, I'll feel bad. But if somebody says, hey, you're looking pretty bad today, I'll be like, yeah, like, I don't know. That's how I see it. Tell me what
again. So if someone calls me ugly, that is, according to me, a negative word, and it is an insult.
Okay.
Right? So that is also... Ugly cannot be used in a positive way at all. I don't think. How can you use ugly in a positive? Right? Okay, yeah. Words like you look fat, that I understand. That should not be, because you know what? If you're taking care of yourself and you still, because of health issues or whatever, you're beautiful. I have an issue with...
Again, so I'm so sorry to cut you.
No,
but again, fat is beautiful, black is beautiful. I think we should just not talk about beauty, physical beauty at all. Like there should be a point where being beautiful is not important, because there's so much focus
that
on
100%.
This is beautiful, that is
no,
beautiful.
That I agree with you. 100% I agree with you.
What kind of a human being are you?
Yeah.
Your thoughts. So if you take away the power from being beautiful,
correct,
then nothing is a shame. Like,
but this is it is what it is, right? Like even arranged marriages, for example. Arey, picture to dekh le. You don't have to talk to that person. Just see his picture. If you like it, then talk. You could tell them, talk to this person. If you like the person, see how it goes, right?
Right.
First thing is, okay, first at least let's send the picture.
True. Dating apps.
Apps.
It's all about how you look. True.
You're swiping left for what? Physical attraction, right?
So who are you swiping right these days?
I am not on any dating app. Astaghfirullah.
Well, is this for a reason?
What?
Because people are not on dating apps because they're not looking for love.
I've never been on a dating app. Let's start off with that.
Will you give me something about...
I'm dating.
That much we are allowed to say, huh? We are dating. Look at her face.
Mummy? What? He made me say it, huh? There's a script behind the camera.
See? Lokesh gets personal. I'm getting really
very personal.
Right now.
I'm going to drink, boy.
Let's save this moment, this awkward moment of she getting nervous and sipping onto her iced coffee.
Did the gulp come in the mic?
Are we allowed to say only that much?
हाँ, मैं तो और क्या है?
Who is he?
He नहीं, they. I'm just seeing now who is the best person for me. I'm swiping now according to physical attraction.
I'm not a dating app, a physical attraction. So
I'm saying in real life I'm speed dating. Okay, no. There's one person who I'm seeing, and let's see where it goes.
He's very nice. What I know. Don't act like I don't know. I know, of course. Since we're talking about relationships,
Yeah.
I know you've had like a couple of bad breakups in the past, and recently you spoke about the red flags, lack of respect. What are the green flags that you're looking for? What are the top three things that you think a relationship would work because of these three things?
Okay, so very, very important. You know, these days, not everyone, I'm also like that. I get angry, I snap, and I'm like, this is not going to work out. And in my head, I'm like, see, we're just dating. We can
Back out.
back out, whatever. And in that anger, I just want to get out of it. But that person comes and tells you, you know what, sit down, let's talk about it, and let's see how we can work it through. So for that person to come and say, you know what, this is going to work, and we're going to sit and talk about it, we're not going to just snap and move on.
Communication.
Communication, and I'm very bad at that, just because I feel like I don't know how to express myself. So,
okay, I kind of beg to differ. I think you are, like, we've been doing a show together for
Yeah.
almost 2 years now. I think you're very
my
communicative.
left eye is like
Twitching.
twitching. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
You
thing.
become Lalita Pawar. You don't know who Lalita Pawar is.
I'm thinking of Zinat Aman.
This is how it works, okay? She's borderline Gen Z, I'm millennial.
I'm borderline Gen Z, yeah.
Yeah, and she doesn't get half my references. I think in the edit we're going to put a picture of Lalita Pawar so that people know who.
Forget that. Even he's like what, masters in English, and your Hindi is also mashallah very good. Recently, what was that Varmala? What was the alphabet word?
Varnmala.
Varnmala. He's like, you don't even know what it is. In my head, I'm like, I think it is the
Garland.
garland. And he's like, what are you saying? They're alphabets, no?
They're alphabets. Varnmala. So, ka, ka, ga.
Anyway,
Where were we?
where were we?
Green
Green
flags.
flags. So just the fact that, yeah, relationships can be hard. You can't just have like couple of fights and just say, you know, you want
No,
to
you
move
don't.
on.
You
So
don't.
maturity
Communication.
in terms of communication, number one, which is very important.
So why do you think that you're not communicative? You're very communicative, right? Or
Not
is
when
it
I'm
a
very
personal
angry.
thing? Is it a personal thing? It comes out differently in a personal relationship.
Yeah, it is. I think I snap very quickly in a not in a relationship. I just snap very quickly if I have to. So I feel like, you know what, I don't want to bother too much. I'll just leave. And I don't, in my head, I have to be the perfect girlfriend. I think that's a problem. In my head, I want to be the perfect girlfriend. So if I feel like I'm annoying that person and I have a lot of demands from that person, then I just feel like, you know, I take a step back. I'm like, so yeah. But okay, to be honest, I've never, I've never broken up on, things have never happened because of that problem.
That makes you come across a little inauthentic in a relationship, that you're always under the pressure of being the perfect girlfriend. So are you in a...
No, not anymore.
Oh, but back in the day...
This is back in the day.
That you were always
when
pleasing...
I always thought, I never said, I'm not okay with this. I don't think I've said that enough.
Can you think of any incident where you thought that it was not okay, but then you couldn't say it? I really want to go there.
I think, okay. My partner at the time having very close girlfriends. Very, very close girlfriends. I have guy friends too.
Not cheating, but...
Very close girlfriends, and, you know, just hanging out with them alone. I thought that was a huge... It used to bother me. It might have not been a red flag, I don't know. It used to bother me and I never brought it up. I brought it up after a lot of other things happened, but, you know, it had to get there for me to bring it up.
I would really like to delve deep into that, but I think you wouldn't like me to get that personal, because there's a person...
Try me.
No, because there's a person on the other side of it, so
Yeah, but it's happened multiple times with me, so you don't know what person you're talking about, right?
Fair, okay. So no, I was about to ask that, you know, that the guy had too many girlfriends, as in like friends who were girls, but were you doubting that he was cheating on you? Was that your concern, or were you being a hysterical girlfriend?
So first it started with, am I okay with this? Because I have a lot of guy friends.
So why wouldn't you be okay with this?
So because... Okay, so there were things that obviously happened in that relationship where I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem right. So whenever I go and hang out with my guy friends, I know it's a group, or whenever I always ask, you know, my partner to come along. It's always like there. You can be a part of it if you want to. But for me, whenever that girl was part of that group, the attention that I was getting was very different versus when she was not in front of me and him.
So the attention went to her.
It was just a different attention towards me. So let's say
So the
there are three
energies changed.
Yeah.
So you could
When she's there and when she was not there.
So you could sense that there was something brewing between the two of them. Which did it come true?
Yes.
Okay, so clearly it was not a.
I think we have these. I think
You're not
girls,
with us for the heck of it.
No, I think we have a sixth sense when it comes to this. 100%. You just don't want to fight it. You don't want to think about it because it hurts too much. And because they are your partner, you always give the benefit of the doubt, saying no, it can't happen, and you start blaming yourself. Why you like this? Something's wrong with you. You start self-doubting yourself.
And you've brought this now to the current relationship. Now you can have that you can confront.
Oh, 100%.
You're not going to like miss a beat, and you're not going to like wait for days or.
The best part is it's never come to that also in this.
No, I'm not saying cheating, but I'm saying other things. If you feel unseen, unheard, minimized.
I speak up properly.
How is that taken?
So obviously, sometimes, we agree to disagree. Sometimes we disagree. Sometimes we agree. And it's just beautiful because we've now understood the fact that we're two different people and it's okay. Unless and until it doesn't come in between our lives and it's like really bothering us, we've got to live and let live. And we're just two people trying to live a great life together. And you've been brought up differently. I have my own way of thinking, and it is going to be different,
One last question on the relationship topic only. So, do you feel there is equality in your relationship, gender equality, or do you think there are rules that are going a little haywire in the current situation?
Funnily, I never thought about it because I don't think I ever got that vibe of even thinking like that. So it's basically very equal now that you've asked me.
So that answers the question.
100%. 100%.
I also want to bring one more topic, Mariyam. So I know that there are a lot of these friends who would make fun of you, okay? And they will make fun of your color, the way you dress, and everything. And I know we all have different dynamics with different friends and all that. And I'm no one to judge, and I'm not, because I know that these are close friends and they've had your back and they are like rock solid support in your life and all that. But do you think do you think it's because of your gender people make those jokes? Because I see, especially with a lot of men, they make those jokes, but when those jokes are made at them, they're not very easy to take those jokes. That's one. And secondly, do you think it normalizes bad behavior towards women? I understand that you have deep friendships and deep dynamics with a few people I know, and I love that. I love that you've found your tribe, that you've got people who are like rock solid support in your life. But sometimes it kind of saddens me only because you're a woman. I even in fun and even as a joke, people shouldn't talk to you with disrespect, even if it is meant as a joke, because it kind of normalizes the inequality between the genders, especially when they are not able to take the joke.
So, speaking of like my friends group and all of that, I feel I always tell them that, don't do this or don't do that. That's like always my first step. But in terms of gender equality and all of that, it's never been that with my friends, because if they're making fun of me, they're also making fun of their guy friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when you make fun of them, it doesn't go well with them. It's like,
has it happened?
How could you say, oh, yeah, it has.
What are you talking about?
I'm not going to take names, but I think it, and not only with you, I'm also making a very generic statement that when boys make fun of women, especially the way they dress, आज क्या बनकर आई है तू, पर्दा बनकर आई है, curtain बनकर आई है, कुछ भी, and when anyone makes jokes about how they dress up or anything that they're doing, it doesn't go very well with us. I mean, I'm mindful of it, I'm aware of it.
I have no idea.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
No, forget who are you talking about, but do you think it happens? Has it happened with you?
Sometimes I'm really like, I don't pay attention to a lot of this. If this has happened, like, okay, the things that triggered me because I was bullied because of my color, if those things come out, then yeah, okay, I'll tell them, But randomly, mazak mein, if it has happened, I've not realized at all, actually.
And how did
Please tell me later who you're talking about.
How did those conversations go when you told them about your color? Because I'm sure they said, "Yaar, मजाक कर रहे हैं यार. Don't be such a bore. Don't be so stuck up यार. तेरे मजाक ही तो कर रहे हैं. मजाक भी नहीं कर सकते हैं." And when you told them to not make those jokes, how did those conversations go?
So sometimes, to annoy me, it'll still happen. But again, it comes out of like very random conversation just to see my reaction. They want to do it. But those people who did not stop, and there have been a few, they're not in my lives anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not in my lives anymore. The people who are in my lives is because they understand how important and they've.
And when you told them that this is affecting you, were they okay, or did they gaslight you, or did they make fun of you, or did they make light of it?
No, I think they understood where I came from. Even though initially it took time because, like, no one really thinks about it as something that's really bothering you. अच्छा ठीक है ना मजाक कर लिया क्योंकि दोस्त है, right? But when they finally understood that, maybe it would have affected me, then they stopped. They did look for something else.
मजाक तो उड़ाना है.
मजाक तो उड़ाना है. दोस्त है ना.
Do you think मजाक उड़ाना is a good sign of friendship, is a sign of healthy friendship? Especially when it is hurting you?
No,
even when it is hurting you?
No, when it's hurting you, and if I didn't speak up and if they still continue, then it's okay because I've not told them how much. But I think मजाक में बोलना सब कुछ, I think it is a nice sign of friendship. Only because you can only do something like that with your close friends.
Correct.
I cannot sit with someone I don't know or I'm not very comfortable with and not make fun of them. Or like just be myself.
I agree.
So yeah.
Do you think I make fun of you?
In a very nice way.
What does that even mean?
I'm like, are you even making fun of me? Are you making fun of me or no, you're not making fun of me? Respectfully making fun of me. Let's bring.
Do you make fun of me? You're thinking so much, but clearly not.
Okay. In the sense like, so because when we have our off-air conversations, Lokesh is like, we'll ask you a question. So you have to think you have to be very mindful of what your answer has to be because the next question will be, okay, why you think like that? And sometimes I'm very upar se thinking, I just think like that, don't ask. So that way, like I tell you so many times, stop, I don't want to. That way I make.
That's not making fun of me. See, this is exactly what I was talking about, that I can, whatever, respectfully.
But listen, I respect you.
Now you're making me sound old. Which you are.
I'm respecting you. Makes you sound old?
Yeah.
See, I make fun of you. I respect you. See how much fun I'm making.
See, she can't even make an old joke.
I called him a bully.
Oh, should I get into that? Should I?
But I didn't call you a bully. Okay.
You did.
The reason I said I called him a bully because he keeps saying I've called him a bully. I never called you a bully. It was someone else who called you a bully. I just ha in front of him.
No, you agreed. So there was an intern, by the way, on our station, and I would like to believe, clearly not, I would like to believe that I'm a very sensitive person and I don't tread over other people's boundaries and respect their boundaries and all that. And this intern and Mariyam and we were having a conversation, and I think
I was also pretty new at the time.
Pretty new. She was intimidated, also bullied sometimes here and there.
Yeah.
Not bullied really, but yeah, whatever.
You can say
bully also.
Bully.
Yeah, bully also. Yeah. And then I'm like, hey, am I a bully? Because I wanted to check. Am I coming across as a bully? Have I ever bullied you? Vehemently. Yes. That intern started saying, you're a bully.
See, I didn't.
And then she said, yes, you're a bully. So I'm like, okay. So then I asked them incidents. They did not have anything to say. But I was
how am I bully? Say now, step by step, how I'm a bully.
Give me 3 examples, 3 bullet points. But you didn't have anything to say. But I was like, okay.
I laughed it off because I genuinely was joking.
Good to know.
You really thought I meant it?
I don't know. Now I know.
Come on, you know if you're a bully or not. You can't be a bully and say, yeah, I'm not a bully.
Sometimes when people make a joke, they're also trying to slip in things that they cannot really say. No, normally you can't come up to me and say, listen, you're a bully, stop it. But in a joke, you can slide that in.
But you asked the question, are you a bully? So if I had to make fun of you, and if I wanted to pull your leg, the only way of doing that was saying yes.
Okay.
There was no other answer.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
I should have said maybe. Next time I'll say maybe.
Couple of more questions.
I can't believe I spoke about the things I'm speaking about.
Like what?
The relationship thing, yeah?
You want to go there again?
No, sorry. Such a bully.
I can ask. See, I respectfully said, okay, we'll not go there. If I was a bully, I would be. So tell me, what is his name now?
Who?
Now that I'm a bully, I might. Who meaning what? Your papa. Daddy.
Yeeks! You're saying Papa and Daddy together.
Okay.
I don't know. I forgot his name.
Do social media numbers bother you? In sense, okay, what's the view that you're looking at? Ki, what's your yardstick of a good reel performance and a bad reel performance?
Shares, not views.
Not views?
Not anymore. Before it used to be views, but on like let's say 10K views, you can have like 30K shares for some reason. I don't know how that happens.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, okay, not like that. I'm exaggerating, but
But
like
more shares and less views.
sorry, more shares and less likes. I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that.
But do views bother you?
No, it's just the first thing that I see when I click on it, when I see the reel. But I click on it to check the shares. So I think the shares bother me more.
So
Not bother, but like I see that a lot more.
So what's the good number of shares on a reel?
I mean, honestly, it's not a number. It depends on how the okay, I'll tell you a number. If I'm doing a mashup reel, because I think I know in my head this might do well, this might not do well. So let's say a mashup reel, I'm hoping more than 3,000 shares as of now, because all my mashup reels are doing well. So I'm like, okay, that should be my target if at all I'm planning to go there. Yes, never really thought about this though. I never really thought about it. I'm only talking about mashups though, not the others. Not at all. I don't think about shares for that.
How come you're not thinking numbers? Because that's your playground, right? Like you're doing so well on social media. Now the clients are coming to you. I'm sure they're asking for engagement, how many views, how many shares, and all that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're going through no.
Only
No.
when they ask for insights for a client campaign, then yeah. But I mean, I don't go through it every day to check my views.
Pre viral thing when you did not have when you were like 30k on Instagram. At that point in time, would you check views and all that?
No. I used to check comments at the time. So it's Instagram is changing. Views will continue because views you don't really check it, you just see when you're on Instagram. So I don't think I really checked views or I've gone on Instagram to check. Obviously, there are a few reels that you feel like I've put so much mehnat, I wanted to go places. So you check those reels, okay? But on a normal day, no, I wouldn't go and check views. I would check comments if someone has commented. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है someone has commented on your reel. I used to keep going and checking and
अभी
stuff.
ले सारे reels में अभी
But
comment.
you always comment.
I do.
I'm actually very bad at that.
Yeah.
I don't even reply. I'm so bad at that.
Don't even get me started there. I will send her a WhatsApp message today.
WhatsApp की बात ही नहीं हो रही.
I will get a reply 5 years later.
What
And
a
I'm like,
lie.
man, she's going to reply, didn't you? And if I'm giving her a compliment or whatever, she doesn't. Even on Instagram, you
Now
know.
I react. I reply to you.
Oh, so thankful
okay,
that you're
one minute.
reacting.
Okay,
That you
one
went and hit like on that comment.
No,
or
no,
that
I'm not.
compliment that
You
you
are
gave.
confusing yourself. Are you talking about WhatsApp or Instagram?
Dude, the only way to communicate
Is YouTube.
with you is
YouTube.
no, call you up. Otherwise, you don't reply
Yeah,
to
so
me.
see, call me. You don't like talking to me.
Sometimes you don't even take my calls.
384 chats unread. And this is not because I don't want to talk to anybody. I genuinely miss out.
Now you're talking like a star.
No, I.
See, guys, please.
No, okay. So honestly, I said what I meant was I'm reading all the comments, but in my head, I will reply to a few, 100%. But I get a chance to reply to all. I'm sure you also don't get a chance to reply to all of them. So
I do. I always reply. You know that.
I will check now.
Check now. Last post only check. Anyway, let's not get there. But do you look at people differently if they have a better fan following, better numbers? Like if you've gone to a party and you met somebody you don't know, but you check their social media numbers and they have, let's say, 100k followers or whatever. Do you view that person differently, slightly with more respect, versus you meeting someone who has like, let's say, 700 followers?
Not at all.
Thoda sa.
Never. Never. Why would we do that?
No.
Have I collaborated? Have you seen me even collaborate with any like huge? I don't do that. I don't see them differently. I see all content creators as content creators. And it's just annoying that there are a few very talented people and their work are not. Yes, yes, you're right.
No, it's
I
all
don't see them differently.
okay.
The first thing I do though, I don't see them differently, but the first thing I do is I go and check whether it's fake of fake followers or organic.
Can you check that?
Yeah, there's a website. There are many websites.
Huh,
Clients
okay.
actually have started doing that, so
Yeah.
they know.
Yeah. I manually.
Did we check together?
Yeah.
I think Tarun also from City 1016.
Yeah.
We three were checking. Yeah.
Mine, I remove fake followers. Sometimes Instagram pushes fake followers on your this thing. I manually remove them.
Why does Instagram do that?
Sometimes they do that. Sometimes like random person
Bots, basically.
000, yeah, like 0 post, 0 like, 0 follow. They'll start following you, then you know that it's all.
Okay.
So
Okay, fair.
Tell me a crazy client story. And then I'm going to come to the meat of the question.
Crazy client story.
Sir, we cannot do this, sir. Sir, how can I give you 10 stories, sir?
Okay, no. So there was one client, restaurant. We have a great offer for you. I was like, wow, money, very good. And this was initially when I hardly used to get like clients and stuff, and I'm like, wow, amazing.
Pesara.
We will make sure your video goes viral. And I'm like, okay, what is the offer? 35 dirhams for a entire thali plate, and we'll give that to you for free.
Wow.
And all you have to do is make a reel. I'm like, मेहरबानी आपकी, thank you very much. मुझे खाना ही नहीं मिलता. So they're like, but don't worry, your reel will go viral. Please, you have to do the reel, and kind of persistent about it. So I said, listen, I can pay for that 35 dirham thali. You pay me for my reel, okay? Because you've come to me, you see a little value in my page. So come to me for that. No, they didn't give me. So I obviously didn't do it. But it was crazy to even hear the fact that they were acting like it's such a huge deal that you're giving me 35 dirhams ka plate and you're asking me to make that reel for free, and that you're doing me a favor on top of that.
It happens with me all the time. They'll say, like,
at least be like, okay, sorry, but we don't have the budget.
Yeah,
Be that. I could have done few stories for you. Itna hai, but that was very bad.
It happens with me all the time because I'm a food content creator, right? So people will say, like, come to our restaurant, free food for 4 people and all that, or free food for you, but put a reel and all that. I'm like, I can make food, exactly what you're serving. Sometimes, sorry to sound a little immodest or obnoxious about it, but I can make better food than that.
Yeah, you're a chef. You can't say that.
So,
yeah.
Okay. But my question to you, especially with client brand collaborations and all that, this learning came to me at a very early age, to be nonsensical so that people don't cross boundaries with you. I'll give you an example. So, when I was trying to be on TV back in the day, I was like in my mid-20s or whatever, there was an opportunity on DD Sports. There was a show called Crossing the Line. Okay, it was basically about athletes and all that, and somebody was looking for an anchor. And in back of Beyond, in Delhi, I had to like change 3 buses and I had to be on that audition. And I was there at around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. And they made me wait, and they were not very professional. And I said DD Sports and Crossing the Line and all that. Okay, they were not very professional. It is what it is. They made me wait and all that. And 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever in the morning. And I was waiting till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening. Now, another girl who came, she came, she waited for half an hour. She went straight to the organizer saying that, hey, listen, my time is very precious. I'm going, and she was a noob like me. She was starting out.
Wow.
And she said,
Kaun hai ye?
Oh my God, what a firecracker that girl was. And she said, listen, I understand, technical glitches and all that, but I'm not going to wait for more than 45 minutes. If I audition, great. If I don't audition, then I'll walk out. And they said, yeah, sure. But somebody from the team thought, hey, listen, this is important. This is serious. They fixed everything. They auditioned her. And in the frame, there was a chair. So when she shot everything and they wanted to use that footage, then they told her, listen, can we do it again? She said, please make sure that everything is okay because I'm going to do it one more time and that's it. They caught everything And when they were asking us for food, they were asking me, what would you like to have? I was like, no, it's okay, it's okay. Don't give me anything. Just take my audition and all that. She said, do you have a thali or whatever she said? Do you have this veg or do you have this? Do you have this? And she pointed out what she wanted. And this is when she's come for the audition. And, a lot of people were also seeing her, she's throwing attitude, what a star and all that.
What did you think
No,
of that?
I think she was extremely professional. If she's giving time, if she's at a time when there was food being served and somebody's asking you, don't be like minimize yourself. No, I don't want, just give me the job.
Yeah.
She was very confident and she was not really pining her hopes on that.
Yeah.
My question, that's a long story.
No, yeah, but unfortunately I see that in a lot of, it's a Desi culture.
It is Desi culture for sure.
I've seen a lot because if you see like any Western company, people do that, exactly that, and it's normal there. If we do this in a Desi company, and I'm an Indian myself and I'm saying this, it'll feel like you're being punished because everyone will start thinking you don't want to work. Like you leaving office after 6:30 is okay, good, he's hardworking. You leave office at 6 o'clock sharp, you don't want to work. Unfortunately, that's how we start thinking, right?
And they say that she has attitude, she's a star and all that. And if you do not really throw your weight around, or if you do not throw your weight around, if you do not act professional, then people step over your boundaries.
Yes.
So I wanted to understand, in your client collaboration, does it happen? Do you have to kind of push back? Because I know you're a very professional person, you would come on time. Questionable. No, she would. She'd be like 5-10 minutes late, but that's okay. You would come on time, you would be very professional and all that. And people might take advantage of that. And when you push back, especially because of your gender as well, sometimes you are painted as a difficult person. So where is the thin line? Has it happened with you first? And if it has happened with you, how do you maintain that balance?
In terms of that, it hasn't happened to me.
Okay.
So that's great.
So nobody has expected undue unexpected. Somebody get that sentence out of my mouth.
You're pulling a Mariyam. I usually have this problem.
She's rubbing off on me. No, nobody has ever expected unreasonable, thrown unreasonable demands at you कि हमें ये भी चाहिए, हमें वो भी चाहिए.
वो definitely होता है. And it has nothing to do with me being a girl. So I'll tell you what happens is in their mind, and this has happened like very, not recently, but in past few months, where few other influencers were asked to do the same campaign, but they have only come to me and asked me to post on a different platform because I think ये कर लेगी. ये sweet है ना, ये कर लेगी. Not sweet that way, but I think we'll be able to ask Mariyam to do it, she will do it. But they have not even gone to the other influencers because they knew they would not do it.
I think it's got to do with where you come from.
No, it has got to do with me. If I push back and say, no, these are my charges, you want me to do this is what it is. Nahi kar dena, please, we are trying this, we want this. No, you pay me if you want this. Because unfortunately, we've been there where we've done so many things for free and we've also worked our way. And that's something I'm learning
Absolutely.
I'm learning it the hard way. I'm not saying small businesses come to me. I'm seeing your Instagram profile. You make earrings. You've started your clothing. I'm not going to say, no, pay me. That we are aware of. But when big companies come to you and you know that they've spent a bomb on other influencers and you see that I'm not trying to show attitude. I'm not trying to say that, no, I have many followers, but just see the interaction. See how much you're aware. The client is also telling me, no, we want your profile. Why you want my profile? Then pay for it. You think I'm going to do it? Like, don't, clients get a little free sometimes.
So no, correct. So you pointed out that it's your personality. That's the reason people cannot take advantage of you. I pointed out the nationality because I know which campaign you're talking about so close. We've spoken about it in the studio for like hours at end, and I know that the other influencers came from the West, and I that's the reason I thought that because I think it was because of the nationality that you come from.
Maybe.
So then when you push back saying, hey, pay me, then do you have the fear of being coming across as somebody with attitude and arrogance?
Fortunately, we work for a company that has our back. And we basically go back saying like, listen, we've got a rate card, we've got our commercials set, and I use that. It is true.
But do you feel that you're coming across as arrogant when you say, hey, pay me? Even with the rate card?
I used to feel like that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. And this has nothing to do with numbers. It has to do with our hard work.
Why do you even?
No, like
even
if I had like 10K followers, chalo, okay, I would have still felt the same way right now because I think I'm evolving as a human being.
But at the same time, I feel you should throw your numbers around. That's your power. You did not. You work very hard on those numbers.
And I think, you know what clients do, right? Arey, you just have to repost it. No, I have two very different sets of audience on all, not two, three different sets of audience on all my platforms.
Right.
YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Right? Those are my main.
And on Facebook as well.
So if you want that video to go up on Facebook, that's another thing altogether. You know, and I have my packages, 2 platforms, this 3 packages.
Listen, you don't need to. I mean, again, I shouldn't be telling you this because you have a mind of your own. But I think women should not even feel apologetic or even need to explain about your hard work and all that, or use that as a defense mechanism. If you have numbers, flaunt them and you know, and say that yes, I have numbers, because you do have numbers and you work bloody hard on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like everyone who comes to you and they want some kind of value for themselves or the brand, then they should see a value in you. 100%. And of course, you know.
100%.
But I want to ask you something.
For that you have to create your own podcast.
No. One small question. You also come across as a very sweet RJ, a very accommodating, you know, person. You have 100% gone through the same thing. Okay, so I'm not going to be talking about gender here because I know you've gone through it too. What do you do?
No, I tell them I will not do. If you don't pay my price, I will not do. I've been running the longest recipe blog in the region.
Yeah.
I might not have the numbers, but I have the heart, the soul, and the talent. And
and honestly, these are clients who have already come to you because they know your reach is great. You have your niche. You know that.
Exactly.
They know that.
Exactly.
So they come to you for that.
Exactly. Right? But there are people in between. There are agencies and all that, right?
100%.
And they'll be like, oh, kar do 500 dirham mein, 2000 dirham mein, 3000 dirham mein. I'm like, please, sorry, won't work for me. I mean, yeah. And I've lost.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of deals because of that. Because
I know agencies who have paid have paid other influencers and have also asked me to just do a story for free.
I know.
You know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's sad.
I remember I pointed that out to you.
Yeah.
Say, Baba, this product has gone on the other person's reel.
Yeah.
You're doing a story for free.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. Sometimes it's just, you know, I don't know, honestly. Sometimes it hurts. I mean, don't you see? You definitely want it on my page.
Of course.
Number one.
Of course.
That's why it's happening on my page.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you're not paying me for it. So
I think the constant conversation that between me and Mariyam in the studio is that please don't negotiate for less. Please sell, you know, wherever you go, please make sure that you sell yourself.
And sometimes we don't know our own value. I think after working with you and after being with my partner, I have realized my value. And it has nothing to do with the viral, because see, viral videos happen like this. Anyone can have this phase, because it's social media. There are so many people on social media. One thing clicks, your video goes viral. So that has nothing to do with what I'm feeling right now. It's just what you've told me, like, understand what your value is. Partners saying, understand what your value is.
Yeah.
You need to understand what your value is. If you don't sell yourself, if you don't market yourself, no one else is going to do that.
Yeah. No, and it's of course about the numbers, but also I know that, you know, you have ideas, great ideas. You know, when you do make whatever videos for clients and all that, you have like a storyboard and you work bloody hard on it. Speaking of which, what's your relationship with money?
मतलब मुझे शादी करनी है पैसों से. That is my relationship.
Is that who you're dating?
Yeah.
Money. Lots of client deals.
Just the money. Please cut this.
No, please keep this. This is the promo. I'm in a relationship with money. Okay, I'll give you a moment to sing that. Let that sink in. Rust money. Is that one of the brands you're? Are you dropping brands on my podcast?
It's a Gujarati name.
It's also a brand. Please sponsor.
Rustam is a Gujarati name.
Rustam Money is a brand. Please sponsor us. Can you ask for this? No, what I mean by relationship with money is, how are you spending? Are you a spender? Are you a saver? Are you keeping future in mind? Are you keeping a certain amount aside? Uh, are you? Do you think that you're going to like look after your parents for the rest of your life? Um,
So if there was a pie chart, I could actually draw a pie chart for this. So in terms of money, I'm a spender, in the sense that if I want to go out and I want to enjoy with a few friends or food or whatever, I will spend. I will not think twice. Traveling, I don't think twice. Um, I don't shop as much, but when I shop online, so it's so easy to just spend. You know that, so I spend on that. Do I think I will take care of my parents and that's where my finance is going to go for the rest of my life? I don't think about it. It's a fact that I will be. Whether I do it or I don't do it, I don't know how it's going to be in the future, but 100% it's going to be for the rest of my life.
I asked that question.
Yeah, yeah.
I know it's a very sexist question to ask.
No,
It's
no.
obvious you're a kid. You know, you're the two daughters that
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
the parents have. But traditionally, and I know your parents. We've had this conversation. Your
Yeah.
parents will be like, "बच्ची का हम पैसा कैसे करें?" which I think is. So keeping that
It's
in
a,
mind,
yeah, very
keeping the
parenting.
traditions in mind, it's a stupid question to ask. It's a
Yeah.
sexist question to even ask whether you're going to take care of your parents. Of course, you should and you must. But given our tradition, given our
Yeah. I think my parents are, yeah, exactly. They're like, how can we just spend like that? And I keep asking that question. Would you say that if I was your son? Yeah, yeah. We would say it. I'm like,
no.
I'm your daughter. I know exactly what you're thinking and I understand where they're coming from. But I want them to enjoy the rest of their lives. We're all enjoying. It's not like I'm bhooki mar rahi hu and I'm taking care of it. It's not like that. We've come to a place where my parents have given us what we have to, what we needed. They still are. And we're giving what we can. So we're all sharing that together, and that's how it's going to be for the rest of our lives. So that way we don't have to think, much when we're all together. So that way I'm a spender when it comes to everything, like I mentioned.
What are you
But I
stingy?
also save.
What are you stingy about?
I'm not stingy. I will spend. What am I stingy about? When was the last time I thought about anything before paying? No. In fact, I spend more on other people. Yeah. Not that I don't spend on myself, but I'm a spender only. I save too. I save too because of my parents. My parents tell me, listen, whatever it is, this much should go in your savings account.
What's the percentage?
30%.
30% of your earnings you
Yeah.
save.
Doesn't happen all the time, but I try.
You know, you spend money on, I know 10 dirhams shop and 50 dirhams shops and 20 dirhams shops as well. You buy clothes from.
Yeah.
Dubai is a place which is all
Can I
about.
tell you how much is this? Okay, it's very cheap. It's okay.
No, you please say.
I think it's 32 dirhams.
In fact, we have a segment on TikTok, you know, where we have to guess the price of each other's clothes.
Yeah.
So, Dubai is a very flashy place where you're judged by the clothes you wear, the car you drive, and the phone that you use, and the villa that you stay in. How do you? I know with a certain group of people you can be yourself and say that it's 32 dirhams. But have you ever been in a situation where you felt that maybe I should not say this because I'll be judged?
No, I always say it. In fact, I don't know why I'm like this, but I'm so proud that this is like cheap. Because in my head, I'm like, see, I can buy 10 shirts like this and I have more clothes than you. You know, like it's like.
But let's say somebody who's wearing high-end brands and they think it's too cheap for you to be, you know, why would you spend like it's such a bad shirt or whatever? Then do you feel judged in their company? And there's so many of them in Dubai. That's the reason I asked.
You know, I don't think that conversation would even come out with a person like that. I don't think they talk about it.
But they'll judge you. They'll say,
Let them know.
okay, you're cool with it.
See, I know Dubai is a very flashy place and there are people who think about brand and stuff, and it's always nice. I'm not saying I don't wear branded stuff. If I like it, I will buy it. It's all about what I like, right? I don't go shopping though. I'm always online shopping. So there are a lot more people who are like me and who would rather spend 30 bucks on a t-shirt than 300. Even though 300 is also not a lot, on a blazer or something. It's not a lot. But I'm not a brand I know a lot of people who would relate to me, and I don't do it for relatability, but I know that if I'm like this, I know a lot of people are like me. And you should never, ever you should never feel embarrassed about it. I don't think it's something to feel embarrassed about.
That's very inspiring. That's that's very sweet. Um, a lot of people say it, but then they do feel the pressure. They do feel the peer pressure of coming across, if not cheap. Yeah, but it's inspiring that you say that. So that's actually one of your best qualities, that.
But
that
if
you're
someone stylish can
fiercely.
style themselves with a 10 to 12
Of
dirham
course.
shop clothes, then those are actual people who are like real.
Correct.
But I
Correct.
don't think, anyway, money and what they buy, and I don't think it should ever be, no, never. It should never even be a topic. If you look good in a
Though
kurti,
I've
then
seen you feel a little conscious
Who?
with certain. But I can't take names on.
okay, type. No.
Of course.
In fact, I got this person onto that app too.
Correct.
So I'm inspiring people to be cheaper.
But you've told me a few times that you do feel judged, and
That is because initially, that is the initial, like when I just joined and I was told by a few people that this is how you have to be. That is why. That is why.
Okay. Okay. Now we are good. Are you a star or a performer?
Oh my God, this question.
That's my favorite question I ask everyone.
I think performer.
Would you like to be a star?
What is star and no? I mean, that will come if it has to come. You know?
Do you have a presence when you walk into a room?
I think so. If I want to have it. I don't think I have a presence. Okay, it depends on me, basically. So I can have a presence if I want to. I can come across.
Oh, you can.
If I want to.
How do you do that?
With my walk and my talk. Yeah.
Okay, throw attitude right now. Let me feel that. I mean, let me see the star in you.
You are very awkward. This is very awkward. It's not like I do this and I sit like this and I'm a star.
Then?
That way Rakhi Sawant's a star. Have you seen those reels? No. I'm more of a performer. Let's just keep it that. Star, I don't think so. If I want to be a star, I can be a star. It depends on how I enter the room, how I walk, how I talk, how I present myself. And if I just want to be gawar and sit in one place, I can be that also without being a star. If I want to be a performer, I always like being a performer. I like being a performer. Star, I think, just happens if I want to be a star. Like that. You?
I am a mazdoor. I'm not a
Wow.
star.
So we had the option to choose another word. Hey?
I am not. अपना podcast आप start करें, मुझे guest लेकर आए, मैं सारे जवाब दूंगा आपको इस पे. Are you a pushover?
Yes.
What are you doing to not be a pushover in life? Okay. When you say you're a pushover, you have to give me a couple of examples.
We just spoke about one. The fact that I don't know how to say no. When it comes to clients, yes, professional, da 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 da. But when it comes to friends and when it comes to your social circle, Arey, kar de, you don't know. I don't know how to say no. I don't, you know that. I just do not know how to say no. So I feel like that way I'm a pushover. And sometimes when I want things my way and I try to voice it up, I think I just don't know how to. My words go here and there. I can't bring it up in words like mujhe ye karna hai. I don't know how to say it that I want this.
May I say something here? I think because you're so emotional and angry at that point in time, it's difficult for you to gather your thoughts.
Yeah.
So you're just rambling.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you
exactly.
don't, because I've seen you in that state.
And it's just easier to just listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Ki haan, theek hai, chalo, I'll do it. So that way, yes, I'm a pushover. I don't know how to say no. So.
Are you working on it?
Trying to, but it's very hard. I think this is something I really want to work on, and I don't know what to do. I think I should be okay with the fact that people are gonna hate me.
Oh, so you're a people pleaser and hence you are a pushover.
I'm not a people pleaser. I feel like I'm just myself with everybody. I like helping people and all of that. But when I don't want to help, or I don't want to help, I just don't, I'm tired right now, I don't want to do it.
So why can't you say that?
I can't, because they will never get it. They're like, oh, okay, now
So because they will think that you are being difficult. So because you don't want them to think that you're difficult. So
yeah, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to come across as a rude person.
So you want to please them.
Yeah, but I'm talking about people who I know and who I love. So it's always in my head, ha chalo, I love them, kar lo. You know, social, personal circle. But that's what I don't know how to say no to people like them. I don't know how to say no. I don't want them to feel bad. Those are my people. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing.
Does that also come up in your relationship?
Sometimes yes, but I think it's a very equal thing. Like I said, it's a very balanced thing. Sometimes it's his way or no other way, and sometimes it's only mine. So it's a balance. So that way it's a...
You were about to drop his name, no? Then
No,
you ended up
I was
saying
like, his.
I was about to drop his name. But okay,
He doesn't know I'm talking about him in this podcast. I don't think my parents know I'm going to be talking about him in this podcast.
I'm happy
Yeah.
that we at least, could spill some beans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah, that's pretty much that, yeah.
Are you dating someone?
I am.
Charu?
My...
Is it Charu?
It's Charu. I'm dating my phone.
And then he tells me I'm not looking at my phone.
I'm looking at the questions. That's that, yeah. Do you have anything to say to me? Have I ever made you feel bad / uncomfortable / anything? Be very honest.
You know the answer. Very recently we spoke off air. Everything is off air. Where he was just asked, where I made the comment saying that I've learned something from everybody. He's like, what have you learned from me? I was like, just to be okay with how I am, with my style, with how I look, with how I dress, because there have been a couple of people who've put me down. And I've been hearing a lot, ki, you should be this way, you should be this way. Lokesh, on the other hand, literally told me, he didn't even tell me anything. I walked in, he's like, wow, I love what you're wearing. And that was just me trying on something new, and I didn't get a good response from a few other people. And he's like, I love what you're wearing. Just like, carry yourself. And then he tells me, okay, aise kar, aise kar. I'm like, okay, you know what? I've got style, but this is just my style. It might not have, it's not the style that people want to see, or it's not their style, but this is my style, and I should just embrace it. And I should be confident in what I'm wearing, what I look like, how I am, personality, everything. And that's something I truly, truly respect, and I truly, क्या कहते हैं उसको? क्या कहते हैं उसको? ये वाला. You're the one.
Hold close
to my heart. वही वाला phrase. I really hold it close to my heart because I'll never forget it. It really brings a lot of happiness that I have a co-host and a friend like you that makes me feel like I should just believe in what.
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
And I think not just me, a few other people as well in the workplace.
Tell me names later, okay? Nice. Thank you. Before I call it, before we wrap it up, I feel, and I mean, I've said this before to you, I haven't, I don't know, but I think Mariyam is definitely, I mean, I've been doing radio for like last 25 years and I've had like some 7, 8 co-hosts, and I know that I'm going to get into trouble saying this because all of them are going to feel bad about it. But I can safely and easily say that I've had the most fun with you in the last 1.5 years that I've done a show with you. This is on camera and I mean it. And I think you're an extremely inspiring person in the sense that you work in teams. You want to lift others. You want to like kind of grow together. I think that's such an incredible quality of yours. You have no malice for anyone. I'm sometimes envious of the fact that how everyone loves Mariyam.
But you never know though, right?
No, you get the vibe. Like you get the vibe, that everyone is fond of you. Like, every time she meets a man, I'm like, he has a crush on you because I genuinely deeply feel that everyone has a crush on Mariyam. which I keep telling you.
Crush to nahi, but I know who you're talking about.
From our office boy to the CEO of the company, I think everyone.
I call him Bhai.
He's an office boy.
He's taken like, I've tied him Rakhi also. Crush on me.
But he thinks differently.
He was so happy when I tied a Rakhi to him.
I'm just saying that everyone is fond of you. I think you have a great heart, and I cannot wait for you to like blossom into this fantastic singer, performer, actor, most importantly, because I know that's one of your ambitions as well. And I hope that even if it means that we will not be doing a show together, but I really hope that you kind of skyrocket from this industry and move to like bigger, better things in life. I'm genuinely rooting for you. Now I'll properly hug you.
Please check camera angle.
I really love you a lot.
I love you too.
That's so
And
much
it
fun.
means a lot that my first co-host is you. But you spoilt it. Like, what if we don't do a show together? I get another co-host.
फिर
And
पता
then-
चलेगा मेरी वैल्यू. फिर तुम याद करोगे लोकेश को जो मैं ट्रैफिक के लिए बुली करती थी.
इधर आओ कल ट्रैफिक इधर. I love you.
I love you too.